Hi, welcome to my channel. Guess what I got in the mail? Yes, it's the replacement stock for my Type 81 Dragunov. Along with the stock came a drill bit that's 1/8 of an inch, that looks to be 1/8 of an inch, and a screw adapter, and a M3.5 threading screw. Looks to be about 3/4 of an inch long. Okay, a quick backstory to this. About 8 months ago, when we started to receive our Dragunov rifles, news started to filter out that people were getting cracked stock out of the box. And here, I'll use this as an example. Right across here. And this started to get us concerned. So I looked into it, and I figured out it was a poor design. The stock had a tendency to pivot down, and that's where it cracked. One member of a forum had a quick fix, and he suggested us putting a wood screw right through this hole. Now, the importer took our concern to the manufacturer, and they said that it wasn't a poor design because it was thoroughly tested. It's probably to do with the manufacturer installation problem. In other words, the stock wasn't inserted all the way in, and when they pushed the cross pins through, it cracked the front of the stock. You know, this created more confusion. So what I decided to do is, since mine wasn't cracked, I decided to do a stress test. By the way, I'll link that to the description. So my stress test was holding the grip and slapping the bottom of the grip onto a counter 10 times. And this stock failed miserably. It actually cracked on the second slap. Now the dealer, the importer, decided to have all these stocks, original stocks, replaced with a improved stock. So this is why I got this. Now, how do you get this? Well, you log on to the importer website, and it's simple. It's like ordering an accessory. Okay, you're looking at spare Gen 2 stock for Type 81 SR, and on that same ordering, there would be instructions how to install this. And the first would be tap out these cross pins, insert the new stock using this drill bit drilled into this new stock halfway, flip it over and drill it halfway, and then put the pins in. Also, one more thing, they said that to get it for free, you have to, there's a box at the bottom of the order, and you have to put your serial number at the bottom of this box, the special instruction box. You will see when you put your order for that, it'll have a zero cost, and the shipping would also be zero, so you would get this for free. So what I'm going to do today is install this for you, and then I'm going to do a second stress test on this new improved Gen 2 stock. See the crack? You have to reuse these pins, cross pins. And I'm going to save this for the future, just in case I want to reuse this stock again. Okay, let's put this aside, and okay, first of all, now that I have it out, let's compare the difference between the old stock and the new stock. This is the old stock and this is the new stock. The first thing you notice is that there's a little bit of difference in the finishing. This is a little more shinier and this is a little more flat. There's a difference in the sheen. Also, this is a little darker, this is a little lighter, and so therefore it's a little mismatch to the original handguard that I have. You can tell there's a mismatch in the shine and in the color. Okay, this is closer in the sheen and in the coloring. What else is different? The back plate looks the same. The length is identical. The sling pin is slightly bigger on top, and I can tell that the sling pin is bigger on the newer one and a little skinnier on the older one, but generally it is all the same dimension. Actually, yes, there's a slight difference in the front. If you can just check, it's slightly longer in the front. Okay, about an 1/8 of an inch longer, and there's also a little rise here, whereas this one is straight across. You can tell it's going straight across, and there's a little rise on top. And if I were to line this up, yes, there's a slight length, about maybe an 1/8 of an inch longer. Oh, somebody actually drew a line where the old one is. And let's see, yep, actually you can even tell this part is longer and this part is shorter, as you can tell. The bottom looks like this. Let me remove the bottom plate, because this is where I'm going to be slapping the Gen 2. Okay, so I will also need to drill a hole for this screw. So I'll need to do that, because there's no screw to that. There's no hole to that. Okay, so basically the difference is the sling pin is slightly wider, bigger, wider, and the coloring is different, and the shine is shinier, and the front is longer, about an 1/8 of an inch, and also they added a like a lip to the top. Okay, so that is basically it. So this stock. Oh, also they have, this hasn't changed. They still install this 2 deep, and they have a place for this screw that'll eventually go in, and it's an insert. Okay, I don't know how that insert was put in, but this is where it would go, like this. And this insert is already inside there. Okay, so now if you this is what I did. I drilled this all the way through like this. Okay, and of course that's what it looks like. Okay, let's begin with the installation, and you can see how close the edge or the front of the stock to the pin. It's like maybe 2 to 3 millimeter. That's really close. And hopefully by time, well, because if it's 1/8 of an inch longer, so I would say it's about would be 5 to 6 millimeter from the edge. So that is an improvement. So let's take the receiver and insert. Oh, first let me let me put the receiver in. Let's see if it fits. Okay. Yes, it does fit. It's a good fit. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have to do is put this adapter in, install the screw with the adapter. Now how do you install this? Okay, you see this flat area, the adapter has two spots. There's a flat area and then the bottom isn't flat. So the flat goes on top. Okay, now this, it doesn't come with an Allen wrench, so it needs a 2 millimeter Allen wrench, but this is how it goes in. Here, I'll show you how it goes in right there. See the flat area of the adapter? Okay, so you just basically screw it in. Like that. And I'm going to check the tightness, and it's very tight, as you can tell. Okay. And it's pretty straight. And there's no movement. Now I'm ready to drill. So I'm going to set this, make sure I'm protecting the stock and the receiver. Like that. Okay. I'm gonna. Okay, it looks pretty level. Make sure it's nice and level. And level. Okay, it's not so level this way, so I'm just gonna have to tilt it a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm gonna tilt it a bit. Tilt it a bit, yeah. Yeah. So, I got the drill bit here, the provided drill bit, and I put a electrical tape about 5/8 of an inch from the front, so that would be halfway. So I'm ready to now drill these two crosspin holes, but let me make sure I'm level this way, not this way. So I'm just going to have to hold it by hand and try to make sure it's nice and straight. Look both sides, from this side and from this side. Okay, and I'm going to go this side. All right. Now I'm going to do the other side. Again, making sure it is level, pretty level. A bit too high on this side. Maybe I should. Okay, good. No, again. All right. So I'm going to tilt it a little bit and do this way. Make sure it's straight. I see it's been, the drill has been cutting into the metal a bit, receiver. Take an Allen wrench to see if it goes all the way through. This one does. This one did not. So let me go the other side. Okay. Both sides. Okay. Both sides are now in. Now after you drill both sides, remove the electrical tape and then drill all the way. Make sure you protrude on the other side. Like this. See, it comes out on the other side. Yep, like that. Okay, now you're ready to tap the cross pins in. And make sure you have it supported properly. Yep, it's coming out. It'll be looser because when you were drilling the wood, you were also drilling a bit of the receiver, so it'll feel a little loose. Like that. Okay. Make sure it's flush. And this is what the new screw. Okay, now I'm going to put back the carrier, recoil spring. Hopefully the top cover goes in no problem. Oh, it does. Let me cock it. Seem to be okay. Yep, seem to function well. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is set this up for a stress test. I'll be back. Oh, before I do the stress test, I have to drill a hole, and it's going to be 7/64 drill bit for the screw. Do not use the screw bit, the drill bit that was provided, because that's too big. This one, use a 7/64. Put the cap on first, then drill right through the hole, and then screw this one in. Simple as that. Just go about 1/4 inch deep. You have to drill, otherwise you're going to split the wood. Okay, so it's nicely in. Now I'm ready to do the stress test. I'm going to get a piece of block of wood, and I'm going to tap the bottom of the grip about 10 times. Okay, this is heavy, so let's begin. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. It doesn't look like it moved, but that's not a... There may be some internal, so let me take a look. I don't see anything here. Now I'm going to have to drive the pins out and check the wood. I'll be back. Okay, I removed the Gen 2 stock from the receiver, and over here looks pretty good. As you can see, the drill hole is quite far away from the front. However, when you look on the left side, it indicates a slight break in the wood, about maybe 1/8 of an inch, and it looks like it's starting to crack a bit. Now, only went 10 times, but and that's quite a bit. Normally you wouldn't do that many. So here I'll show you the difference between the first stress test. It broke right across. You see how close that is to the edge, and this is not that close. So they did put extra wood on it. So I would say this is actually improved. However, don't do the stress tests as I did, as often as I did. Not likely that you would. So I think this is a good replacement. Not perfect, not perfect. I would like to see them gone a little further, but it seemed to work. And even if it didn't work, so therefore, like I said, don't throw these ones away. These are still good. You can drill right through, and they work just fine if you put a screw right through. So the Gen 2 passed the stress test. Yes, it did, but I would watch it very carefully over the time that you use them, and see if it gets any worse. Okay, so far this is not too bad. We're just looking at about 1/8 of an inch that's cracked, but so I would just watch it. Okay, thank you very much for joining me, and please subscribe.